Hey guys, DoogieHueser MD here, again with another Star Series game, and this one is Virtus Pro versus 4 Friends in Chrillee. So we saw 4 Friends earlier. They performed pretty well, and this is Virtus Pro's first game in the Star Series, so that could really go either way for them. They're a good team, so it's going to be a pretty interesting game, I think.
Radiant team ban.
And I'll go no broadcaster, and start off. Virtus Pro has the first ban, so we'll see where they go, and this will let us get a little bit of direction possibly, or it may just be the typical Nyx and then Coddle bans. And we see the Coddle ban first, so there's a very good chance that the Nyx ban will come right after that, and then we'll see the real bans, so to speak. Even after their nerfs, they're still in the first wave of bans. You'll almost always see Nyx and Keeper of the Light. And a Lifestealer ban comes out. He's a very strong carry, so they may be trying to stop Virtus Pro from picking the long and grindy strategy and trying to force them into an earlier push strategy. Something that they may not be as comfortable with.
10 seconds remaining.
So we'll see where this goes. And a Batrider ban. Interesting. And then Wisp ban, and we may see the Nyx get picked up first. Wisp is now named IO for all of you that aren't really paying attention to the the naming conventions of the game. Just like Outworld Devourer or Destroyers had his name changed quite a few times since original release. Wisp is now IO. So let's look at what they've really stopped. They've stopped a potential strategy to stop pushes with Coddle, and you see Magnus, so they could go for a team fight setup on Virtus Pro. Magnus can be a very strong carry or a strong support, so he's comfortable in multiple roles, and we'll probably see him in the support-ish role, but we have no way of knowing for sure which way they want to go with him. Anyway, they stop a lot of we got Darkseer and Nyx. So Coddle gets banned out. It stops anti-push strategies a little bit. Like Venomancer can kind of do similar things and stop pushes with his venomous wards. Like Keeper can stop pushes with Illuminate, but what that really does is it stops a team from being able to turtle up and grind out more and more experience for their carry. Nyx kind of does a similar thing. He prevents people from farming too far out away from the tower, which can prevent the carry from farming quite a bit. And Darkseer's just in general a really good pickup. Just see a Gyrocopter come out on Virtus Pro, and they get yet another pick before it bounces back to 4 Friends in Chrillee. Gyrocopter, so you have 2 really strong teamfight ults on Virtus Pro right now, and they may be going for a teamfight setup. If they do, they might want to pick Enigma now before he gets banned out, because he's usually a very strong pickup in the teamfight. Bane's probably one of the strongest supports. Bane can stop someone from farming with his Q and Feeble. Nightmare is very powerful, and Fiend's Grip is very powerful as well. And we see Shadow Demon, which is one of the other, I would say, A-tier or A-list supports. And now we're back into the banning stage. So far we have potentially Virtus Pro has their carries finished, or their supports more or less finished, depending on how they choose to go with that Magnus. And it looks like 4 Friends has their 3, 4, and 5 roles finished. And then we'll need to pick up a 1 and a 2 role. We see a Puck ban, which Puck is in general a strong pickup. His Dream Coil works very well in team fights. He does quite a bit of damage. He has a silence. He can stop quite a lot. He'd be able to stop Bane from dishing out all that CC. He'd be able to stop Magnus from engaging. Then we see Clockwork ban. So, that bans some of the follow-up initiation that Virtus Pro might be looking for. And we see the Queen Bane. Queen's been banned quite a lot in this league for the 3, 4, and 5 bans. For one team or another, always seems to ban them, or ban her rather. And we see Bounty get banned and Silencer get banned. Silencer's been banned twice in the past 2 games. I don't know why. He's not a huge powerhouse, but he brings quite a lot to a team. And he makes it so that if once the one team initiates, the other team can't really counter-initiate on them very well. And we see a Weaver ban. So it looks like they're trying to ban them out of 2 of the better stealth choices.
I speak for the tree.
And we get Nature's Prophet, so we have a very definite ability to push on British Pro now between Flak Cannon and Nature's Call. They should, and Nature's Wrath rather. They should be able to push the crap out of every lane that they want to. And we see Lone Druid now. Lone Druid is also a dominant part of a pushing strategy, but he's also one of the stronger carries in the game, depending on who you ask. Arguably, he's the strongest carry in the game, I suppose would be a better way to phrase that. So we're looking at the last 2 picks. Virtus Pro has about a minute and a half to make their choice, and 4 Friends and Chrillee have not used their reserve time yet, so they will have about 2 minutes to make their decision. Anything could really solidify this lineup. We'll see what they're looking for, but it could change how the team works. As long as they're comfortable with changing the dynamic of the team, they could pick just about anything. As long as they... I don't know if I'd want to see another really hard support on the team, but they could go just about anywhere they want with this pick. And they're probably going to take their full time, as well they should. They need to take the time to discuss the picks. A lot of games, I won't say they're decided by the picking step, but if one team outdrafts the other by even a little bit, the game is much, much harder to be won by that other side. And 4 Friends is looking to have a very solid lineup, so... Venomancer. So, what I'm thinking now is that Magnus and Gyrocopter will be the carries for the team, and then Bane and Venomancer... Well, actually, Magnus will probably be a number 3 role, and then Bane and Venom will be 4 and 5, and that order could change around depending on who wants to do what. And then Gyro and Nature's Prophet might be 1 and 2, but I've seen Nature's as a 3 as well, so it could really go anywhere. And
5 seconds remaining.
This will help them stop some of those pushes. Lone Druid won't want his bear to just sit there and tank all of those Plague Wards. So I've been fairly impressed by 4 Friends and Chrillee's appearances in the Star Series so far. I still have not done research on each of these teams to know a lot about their backstories and whatnot. I know the obvious teams, like I know a lot of the teams that have been invited to the International already. I know them fairly well. I know Na'Vi. I've been a Liquid fan for quite a while, so I know them. Although Na'Vi has not received their international invite yet, though I'm sure they will before too long. It's really only a matter of time. They're probably one of the biggest names in the Eastern European area. And they've really decided to go quite a while on waiting for that pick. They could be going for pick to solidify a push lineup, like someone that could help out Lone Druid. They could be going for yet another carry, just so that they can grind out a win potentially. I don't know if 4 Friends is going to go for a very grindy game, and Templar Assassin, who is a carry with a lot of mid-game bursts, similar to Gyrocopter, so we'll see quite a bit of damage output from her around the 10 or 15 minute mark. And Airman is on Gyro, as he normally is. Kishuk is on Bane, Santa is on Nature's Prophet, another very standard pick. KSI is on Venno, and TMW is on Magnus. Chrillee is on Lone Druid, and Boomski is on Nyx. And now we just have 4 friends needs to just hand out their other 3 heroes. Virtus Pro handed out their heroes as I thought they would. Airman plays a very, very good gyro, and Santa has played a very good Nature's Prophet in the past. Noah's is on Templar, so now we just have 2 more to be handed out.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm interested to see where this goes. Well, once they get in here, we'll see who's on what. So 4K is on.
Everybody get set.
So it'll be Eris Loco on Darkseer. Oh, and they decided to switch it around. So 4K is on Nyx now, and Boomski is on Shadow Demon. And all of Virtus Pro is going top, so if 4 Friends goes to scout out their jungle without their full forces, they're going to be in a world of hurt. Venomous Gale, probably one of the strongest level 1 skills. It's a 15-second, 50% slow. And they're very smart. They decided to scout out with the bear. It says it's a Lycan Wolf, but I assure you that it is not.
30 seconds to
Since
go.
the bear's up there, that means that they know that all of Virtus Pro is in their jungle. Except Santa seems to have gone back. And this is a pretty typical Nature's Prophet startup. He may be very well headed into the jungle because he has most of it base earring built already.
Come to me.
And here we go.
And just scouting out a little bit with the bear.
Double damage.
Looks like they might have been trying to contest the rune, but they decided not to.
High hopes for this one.
Eris Loco appears to be going bot on Darkseer, so that we'll have a Templar mid, very standard pick there. And we'll be having a tri-lane top, it looks like, with Nyx and Shadow Demon watching over the Lone Druid. And on the other side, we'll have a tri-lane top with Venno and Bane, rather. Oh, and they have trapped Boomski out. That looks like they will not get anything out of it, though. In fact, they may be walking into a world of hurt. I think they're going to get away alright. Started with Rocket Barrage, so they can't stun him out. No real action there. Let's get last hits up. Not a ton of last hits right now, so not a whole lot going on there. There's a little bit of action top, so there's not much last hitting going on there either. And down bot, we have Santa doing the solo safe lane.
Not for you.
I think it's an interesting choice. Now, up top, we have Gyro just kind of farming away. And Magnus is their mid. Magnus mid is something that you'll see quite a bit in professional games. It's one of the things that new players sometimes try to replicate, and something that I kind of wish that they didn't. They did get first blood up here due to a teleport by Santa, so that set back 4 Friends quite a bit. And this is already going to be a tough match for them, for 4 Friends. Virtus Pro is a pretty high-profile team, and not to detract from 4 Friends, but a bit more high-profile than 4 Friends. Yeah, I was not expecting such an aggressive teleport so early, but it certainly worked out for them. If we look at the gold chart, didn't really do much. It sent the chart back to 0. I'm guessing there was some missed farming opportunities there, and that's what caused that to happen.
Denied.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet can certainly get his ring now, if he so chooses. It'll give him more mana to spam abilities, and make it so that he can teleport aggressively more often. Mid, we have Templar really out-farming Magnus. Not by a whole lot, but 2 more CS. It's close, but she does have the lead. And we'll see if we see any more action up here. Gyro... Let's see, Gyro does not have a point in Rocket yet, so... It would be a somewhat unreliable stun against someone like Nyx. Nyx will just stun him out with Carapace, but against Shadow Demon or Lone Druid, it could really help in securing a kill. Darkseer's back here, contesting the pull. She did quite well. He was able to get 3 last hits on jungle creeps, so... Darkseer's doing very well. I would imagine that... Yeah, he's a net worth of 1510, which is 500 more than Nature's Prophet. They're doing a little bit of pooling, or stacking rather. Oh. They're trying to stun Bane out. They do stun him out, but... It looks like they're going to get a kill on Chrillee, and possibly Boomski as well. The Boomski falls as well, wow. Huge play for Virtus Pro. They really solidified their lead there, and Nature's Prophet aggressive teleports are being very, very helpful for the team.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
Pull roots and run.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
I'm not quite sure why Absolute Legends decal is still on the Titan. That must be a replay glitch.
Radiant's
They were the last game I watched.
better days.
Yeah, a respect ban for Prophet may have been in order if they thought they couldn't deal with those teleports, and maybe they thought they could deal with them, but the aggressive teleports have been very, very helpful. He's got his base ring now, so... Tried to do a little body blocking with the Treants, didn't really work out that well. The difference between Magnus and Templar's CS is a lot less than you would expect. Or net worth, rather. Magnus only has about 300 less net worth than Templar, which is not very much at all. It's a pretty negligible difference at this point in time. Bane's salving up. They might go for another aggressive play. Those aggressive plays have been great for them so far, so they might be making something else happen again very soon. And Nyx gets nightmared. The Rocket Barrage comes out, but so does Carapace. Bane gets stunned out, so Bane may be falling very soon. Might see a teleport on Nature's Prophet, but we're not, and instead we're seeing a teleport in from Templar. This is going really south for Virtus Pro. They were able to break the shield on Templar, but it looks like it's not going to amount to a lot, and looks like both sides are going to... Oh, wow, no. Bane ends up getting a kill. And will Boomski get away? Looks like Boomski will get away. What looked like it was going great for Friends has ended up going sour very fast for them. And the wards have made it so that they know exactly where Nyx is, so... Yeah, it was only a matter of time before the shockwave came out.
Dire's top tower, you know the drill.
And we're seeing the top tower, so I'm guessing a rather large gold difference by now. Yeah. League of Legends, or I'm sorry, Dota games usually aren't decided as quickly as League of Legends games. League of Legends games have a trend of being decided if the gold difference is, I believe, more than 2,000 before the 10-minute mark. That's not necessarily as true in in Dota 2 matches, but this one's looking like it may very well be decided already, despite the fact that
mid tower's coming apart.
Four Friends picked up some very solid picks. They're just not able to do very much against those aggressive teleports. It's essentially making every 3v3 engagement become a 4v4, and that last engagement became a 4v5 because Magnus decided to come up top. And we're going to see a play on Darkseer. He goes down very quickly, even if he had gotten out of attack range. Nature's Prophet had the Nature's Wrath up, so he would have, or Wrath of Nature rather. And we see Templar up here. Templar is going to go down as well. So it looks like the Four Friends is trying to make something happen very quickly through aggressive plays, but the goal difference is already so much that these aggressive plays were probably rather ill-advised. That was a good stun on Nyx. Let's see, we're probably going to see Gale goes out on Demon, and yeah, they get him very quickly. Fiend's Grip goes out on Darkseer, they're able to get him rather quickly as well. Yeah, it just goes to show you why Virtus Pro is a high-profile team. They play very well, they're a very organized team.
The Dire best do something about that bottom tower.
Yeah, a respect ban on Nature's Prophet very well may have been on order.
Dire's bottom tower's getting
and letting Airman get Gyro also may have been somewhat ill-advised.
The Dire best do something about that bottom tower.
The tower goes down, and I would bet that it's almost a 5k gold difference by now. It's over 5k. So a 5k gold difference in the 10-minute mark is... It's very hard to come back from something like that. I won't lie, it's happened. I've seen it happen before, as I've started watching tournament coverage long before doing these casts, but it's not something that happens very often.
Warriors of the wood.
It looks like Nature's Prophet is finished his mechanism, more or less. As he has the recipe headdress, recipe buckler. He has finished mechanism.
Dire's mid tower could use a little.
A 10-minute mechanism is when it makes a huge difference because you're healing people for a third to a quarter of their health pool. If you can get a quick mechanism like that, you've just made a huge difference in every team fight.
Dire couldn't hang on to that mid tower.
That's what we'll see. Int carries, quote unquote, pick up utility items. We'll see Force Staff mech on Windrunner before she starts to go aggressive and things like that. They're really good pickups because you can. These are carries that can farm, so they can get these very powerful utility items early in the game for them to make massive differences in the team fights. Impale goes out and is a double stun, but I don't know if it's going to make a large difference. The bear dies, so Lone Druid's usefulness has just gone through the floor.
Hope the Dire weren't partial to that mid tower.
I mean, when you have have them pushed down to tier 3s in almost every lane, and it looks like they're going to try to go and push them down to tier 3s in every lane before the 15-minute mark, and possibly even before the 12-minute mark, you've solidified a win for your team. And this isn't even a heavy push-oriented team. It's not the most push-oriented team I've ever seen, but it does have a lot of pushing power. But it has a lot of late-game potential as well. They're not stuck trying to push this out before the 20-minute mark or anything. They could do quite a bit if they wanted to. And a Fiend's Grip goes out on Darkseer, so he's going to be going down, I think. Yeah, he goes down. Lone Druid goes down, and that Shockwave's just been doing massive amounts of damage. Templar goes down, and they may even get the pickup on Shadow Demon as well. Looks like they won't, but they might pick up Nyx. And they do pick up Nyx. So that is a 4-for-0 exchange. And, you know, I'd already said it. The game has been Virtus Pro's from not from the start, but from the 5 or 6 minute mark. All of those aggressive teleports and aggressive play in the tri-lane has just really shut Four Friends out of the game. Looks like Four Friends had planned to go a little grindy with Lone Druid, but it just did not work out in their favor. I think letting Virtus Pro have 2 heroes that they're very, very comfortable with may have been a very large mistake.
Somebody's on a roll.
Santa on Prophet and Airman on Gyro is just a lot for a team to go against, and we're seeing the GGs already. I don't know if they're going to leave out and just give the surrender to Virtus Pro or what, but an admirable showing from 4 Friends, I believe. This is a team that's probably going to get an invite to the International, and I doubt 4 Friends is, though they might get the wild card slot. So,
That's 4 in a row.
you know, I think it's been a pretty admirable showing by 4 Friends.
Someone's dropped out like a kid in school.
And we're just missing a couple more surrenders. A couple more players leaving before the surrenders officially cast. Comes the Shockwave. I think that might actually be the first Shockwave that we saw all game. It just wasn't necessary to facilitate a lot of the kills. And we're still farming, and that's what makes them professionals. They're just sitting there farming, doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Dyer's mid tower could use a little help. Someone's having technical difficulties.
And we're actually starting to see Virtus Pro win, or lose as well, so I believe the victory will be declared very soon.
Dyer's mid tower won't last much longer. Looks like we lost one.
Virtus Pro left as well, so GG's been thrown up. The game's all but over. We've just yet to see an Ancient explode. Now keep in mind, even if the Radiant side Ancient explodes, 4 Friends and Chrillee surrendered the match, so the match is officially been declared for a victory for Virtus Pro. Yeah, it looks like the yeah, it says dire victory, but that's not actually the case. The case is that 4 Friends lost the game to Virtus Pro, and a very admirable showing by Virtus Pro. I'll be back with more games, and this is DoogieHueser signing off.